Hi, my name is Nikki, and I'm going to talk a little bit about growing up in a small town. For me, growing up in a small town, I always thought that everything we did was normal until I moved to California and realized celebrating a frozen dead guy isn't normal, and it's quite concerning for people to hear. Weird, right? Anyways, a lot of you are probably staring at your screens right now, questioning what I just said, and I don't blame you. But sharing this culture with you guys was really important for me because living in the city, you can only get a small perspective of what's actually out there. I grew up in a small town and I moved out here at the age of 9. So you may be thinking I was too young to truly understand the culture of a small town. But being immersed into it at a young age, you see and understand more than you realize. I also frequently visit there because my dad still lives there. My small town is named Nederland and it is located in Colorado. But because no one ever knows where Nederland is, I just tell people it's located above Boulder. At the elevation of 8,236 feet, temperatures can go as low as negative 34 degrees in the winter. Today, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about some celebrations, some of the people that live there, and interesting little surprise that you guys might not know. So let's get into it. My small town does obviously celebrate the normal holidays like Christmas, 4th of July, and Chinese New Year. For 4th of July, we have a parade and shoot off fireworks. For Chinese New Year, we do a dragon dance and the red envelopes. But we also celebrate something called Frozen Dead Guy Day. This is where we celebrate a guy named Bredo Moristel, a man who was cryopreserved. Let me break this down for you. Bredo Morsel sits in a small shed in Nederland, Colorado, very, very frozen, waiting for the day that he can be unthawed and brought back to life. His family was a huge advocate for cryogenics, so his daughter and grandson moved to Nederland, where he stayed in a shed near their house until the daughter passed away and the grandson got deported for an expired visa. And so Morsel's other daughter stepped in to watch over him. But she also was soon evicted and was headed back to Norway. Scared that he'd thaw before his time, she had to speak to Netherlands City Council because it's illegal to store a frozen human, crazy, right, or an animal or any body parts in your home. Luckily, they grandfathered him in, allowing him to stay because the law was made after him. To this day, we celebrate him with outrageous events like coffin racing, costume polar plunge, frozen t-shirt contests, ice turkey bowling, human foosball, and so much more. This happens all in the month of March, where the average high temperature is 46 degrees and the average low is 16. So if you ever visit, bundle up. The problem with a small town is everybody knows everybody. And you could be thinking, how is that a bad thing? Well, let me explain. It also means that everyone knows everyone's business. Whether it be good or bad, you grow up knowing the people in your town. I went from pre-K to the 4th grade with the exact same kids. Like, maybe 3 new people joined, and you get to know your classmates like the back of your hand. The benefit of a small town when it comes to people is that they're so much nicer than the people from the city. No offense to you guys. Because you know them in one way or another. Growing up, it felt like I was always being looked over because small towns create a very tight-knit community. Another interesting fun fact about my very small town is that it consists of literally only one roundabout and multiple stop signs, and that's it. The closest stoplight you'll find is in the 40-minute drive down the canyon to Boulder. Another fun thing I learned since moving to California is that very few people here understand and can accurately move around roundabouts. Another thing I've learned since visiting Nederland is that the drivers are a lot nicer there. No offense, again. For example, say you're driving on a road and there's a biker right next to you, obviously going the same direction as you. People here, they obviously don't attempt to hit them, but they also don't give a lot of space, but just like enough. Compared to Nederland, where people will go halfway or more into the middle lane just to give the biker enough space. Growing up in the city and small town in the middle of nowhere, it gave me two very different points of views. And I thought sharing this information with you guys might help encourage you guys to get out, go and visit new places, and embrace their culture. And I hope if any of you find yourself in Colorado in March, you check out Frozen Dead Guy Day, because it's an event you'll never forget.